Hey guys, and welcome. My name is Mix, and today we've got a new chapter for the Berserk Manga, chapter 359, and I just finished reading it, and I wanted to talk about a little bit what happened in that chapter, analyze it a little bit, and theorize a little bit about the future of the series. It was a great chapter. I really enjoyed it. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mix, and in my channel, I deal with manga that has to do with fantasy. Some of them are seinen, like Vinland Saga, and some of them are more isekai style, like let's say Kenja no Mago, The Promised Neverland, or Goblin Slayer. So, let's get started. What happened in this chapter? I'm gonna have panels from the manga, either here or here, I don't know. And I'm gonna show you what happened, talk a little bit about the events. If you haven't read it, it's fine. You can, watch this video and then go and read it yourselves, or you can, go read it and come back. Okay, so let's begin. Two main events occurred in this chapter. And first of all, we're back with Casca, Guts, and the gang. We're in Elfheim, the land of the elves, and Casca has been healed, finally. We get to see Casca return back to her warrior self. We see her cutting her hair short. She wears this armor. I think it's a new armor that the elves gave to her, because she was wearing rags and stuff. And she does a little bit of sparring, a little bit of training with a bunch of Viking spirits, or golems, so to speak. So, this is the first major event. About the second major event, the PTSD and her collapsing, we're going to talk about a little bit later, but let's focus on her training and her getting back to her, warrior spirit. That was amazing. We got to see this. I mean, when was the last time we saw Casca fight? That was like eons ago. And even though she's kind of rusty, she says that, oh, I haven't fought in a while and whatever. She's really good. She handles these spirits, these golems, with ease. She gets to meet the other members of the Guts' gang, Isidro and Serpico. She doesn't talk to him, but whatever. So she's properly introduced to everyone. We see that Guts has taken, a step back. He wants to meet her, but he wants to let her chill, let her, cool down a little bit. Be in a friendly environment with new people. And Casca seems like her normal self. She's fighting, she's strong, she's swift. Isidro is amazed by her skills, and he talks a little bit about how he looks up to Guts. And that's a really nice, heartwarming moment where Casca realizes that Guts has actually kind of become a teacher for Isidro, and he has influenced other people around him positively. She talks about the time when she was Elaine, or I don't know, this other woman, really. She wasn't herself. She was wandering around. She didn't know what she was doing or saying. And this is a major moment, because it shows us that she's going to enter the fray. That's what I got from it. That's what I got from the first part of the chapter. That she is ready, or she's getting ready to enter into future battles. Because, a theory was there that she was going to wake up and maybe she wouldn't want to fight. Maybe she would be so broken and so sad that she would rather, stay with the elves and have fun and relax and, maybe she would become a hermit. We didn't know, but now we know she's gonna turn into a warrior again, and she's probably gonna enter the fray again. When and how she's going to fare against the apostles and all these crazy monsters that are out there, this is another question. But for now, yeah, she's back on her feet. She's back on her regular self. And another small point that I want to mention was with the spirits or golems or whatever it was that she was fighting, these Viking spirits in the form of a golem or whatever. There was a huge theory going around about the end of Berserk, about the war to end all wars, about the final battle between Guts and Griffith. And people were talking about how there was going to be this huge conflict between two armies, the army of Griffith with the apostles and the humans that are under his control, and the army of Guts with elves, witches, creatures, his party and stuff. And people were saying, this is too one-sided. Like, Griffith has so many apostles and so many, followers. A lot of his servants are like really powerful. And perhaps the only person who can really deal with apostles right now, it's Guts. So unless, Serpico or who else? Isidro is never going to win against like an apostle, or maybe Casca. So except Casca and maybe Serpico, the others can't fight, an apostle. So what's going to happen? And here is your solution. We have these, golem spirits that can be used as the foot soldiers of the army, of Guts' army. We don't need to go around recruiting more people. We have that. We can have the witches and Guts' gang being the vanguard, and then the entire army could be comprised of elves, magical creatures, and these golems, these warrior golems. So that was it about that's just a theory, but I'm saying that they're setting something up. The fact that, we have disposable warriors that we can use. Look, keep that in mind for future chapters. I think it's going to happen. Now, let's move on to the final segment of this chapter, the final pages. Casca approaches Guts. He is standing with, upright with his back on a tree trunk, and she's coming towards him. She's like, well, you've done a really great job with Isidro. He really looks up to you. And Guts was like, well, yeah, sure, whatever. And he doesn't want to, disturb her in any way. And Casca has this, flashback of judo and how, he was fighting with two daggers or short swords, kind of like Isidro. And she starts, getting PTSD, going insane. And then she looks at Guts. And when she sees Guts, she falls to the ground. And then Guts kind of rushes towards her. And he's like, Casca. And she sees him. She sees him as this memory of the eclipse, as this, really dark, disturbing man, this man/beast that reminds her a lot of the apostles, and she goes insane. She loses it. She blacks out, basically. It's not like she's going to revert back to her state where she was like a rock, really, where she wouldn't talk, she wouldn't do anything. But she just, she faints, and that's it. And the final scenes of this chapter are Guts sort of leaving, walking away. He's really hurt, he's really sad, and the others are gathering around Casca to see if they can, sort of revive her, get her back on her feet, and finally we get to see Skull Knight, who appears hidden behind some bushes, some trees, and what is he doing there? You know, okay, so the second part of this chapter, I had mixed feelings about it. Why? Because we know how broken Casca is. Because we know how, what kind of a toll the eclipse had on her. It makes sense that she wouldn't be like 100% as soon as she wakes up, but, wait a minute. Can we have like a happy moment between these guys? Can we have like a Casca, just, not even a kiss, just, caressing Guts? Caressing his cheek or something. Something nice, something good. Why can't we have that? To me, it seems needlessly sad and depressing. And I know Miura, he used a lot of sad themes, and his stories are really, real and heavy, and they have an impact. But boy, come on. Can we have some, light in the darkness? So when it comes to Skull Knight, I think his purpose in the story at this point, he's there to inform our characters about what happened in Flaconia. Because remember, Guts and the others, they're in this island, they have no idea what's going on with Griffith and Flaconia and the world outside Elfheim. So I think that's his function there. And maybe he's also a man that Guts can have a talk with after the recent events. I bet Skull Knight is going to remind him, remember what I told you in the beach. Because remember, there was this beach arc when Guts and the others were fighting the Bishaka and the crocodile monsters. And before that, Skull Knight told Guts, your wish may not be her wish. You don't know what's going to happen once she's healed. So I think there's definitely going to be a talk between the two. Now, what's going to happen in the following chapters? Finishing up with this chapter, I want to say that I love the first part. I love seeing characters pick themselves up from their bootstraps and, being hopeful and strong and have a fighting spirit again. Who knows, Casca may even develop a stand now. So I love that part. I love seeing characters, grow and get back on their feet. I didn't like the second part with her PTSD and her collapsing. Whatever. What I think is going to happen next is we know Griffith is on his way. He has already transformed into the Moonchild, and he's coming to meet with Casca. It's interesting to see how Casca will react to this child and how this child will react to Casca. And perhaps more importantly, how will Griffith react? Because we assume that Griffith can, see through the eyes of the Moonchild. They share the same body. He just can't control it, really. So maybe he's going to be mad that Casca is healed. Maybe he's going to try to approach her again. Casca's healing may be the thing that drives Griffith to assault Elfheim. We don't know. We have to see. And then later on, something has to happen. That's why I mentioned, the destruction of Elfheim. I don't want it to happen. Our heroes need to leave from that island. There's no reason to return back into the fray as of now. They live in this paradise. So they need something to kickstart their adventure again. So let's see what that is. I have a couple of theories about what that could be in my other video. I've been working overtime about this chapter, guys. I made a second video, actually. It's going to be uploaded in a couple of days. It'll be all about Griffith and his plan going forward. I believe I have found some clues about what he's going to do next. And I'm going to talk about the future of the series. Not necessarily the ending. I can't predict that. But I think I can predict the next milestone, the next world event that's gonna influence the world of Berserk as a whole. So check that video out. I also have two cool theories about what Griffith's plan could be. Now, I want you to comment below on the comment section and let me know what you thought about this new chapter, about Guts, about Casca, about everyone really, and what do you think is going to happen moving forward. I want to hear your opinions, and don't forget to like and smash the subscribe button for more amazing Berserk uploads. You might also want to take a look at my other content, my Vinland Saga playlist and my Goblin Slayer playlist. They're two amazing stories. I mean, Vinland Saga is such an amazing seinen. They always compare it to Berserk, so I think you're gonna love it. And have a great day. So, whenever the next Berserk chapter releases, check back on my channel and see whether I have uploaded a review. I most likely will have, just saying, because I love this series. So, see you next time, Berserkos. Have a great day.